What's up to all my Virgos? You have the Ten of Cups, the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, the Fool, the Star, Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Empress, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Okay. I thought I was about to get the Six of Cups. I was not about to be like, oh boy, here we go again. So the Ten of Cups and the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, again, you're moving forward with your lives. Y'all are doing your thing. Y'all don't care about what the naysayers have to say, the disrespectful things that they tried to put you through in the past. You're moving forward. The High Priestess, you got a lot of stalkers. If you have a social media page, you got a lot of people who are upset that you're not with them, but didn't want you when you were trying to get to know them, right? So when they knew you personally, up close and personal, where they could have actually had you, they didn't want you then. No, they did not want you then. Now that you Virgos have moved forward, you're moving forward with your lives, now all of a sudden they want you, the Knight of Swords. So this is about them thinking about a way, exactly, basically them being like a player hater, you know, them basically being jealous, like, you know, jealous of what you're doing, that jealous of the fact that whomever it is that you Virgos are speaking to, they're not the ones they're speaking to you. And the Knight of Swords represent, you may have to watch out for people potentially trying to reach out to you from the past. Now, don't be surprised if we get the Six of Cups. The Fool and the Star card represent, yeah, because you Virgos had to essentially set yourselves free. There's way too many people who put way too much specifics on it, you know. They want too much specifics, you know. You Virgos are really good, but I just wish that you were a little bit taller. You Virgos are really good, but I wish you had more money. You Virgos are really good, but you're a little bit too judgmental. So you blaming me for having standards? Well, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And so this is you Virgos being like, yeah, you set yourselves free. You should have set yourselves free a long time ago, honestly, because the way that people have treated Virgos is disgusting. It really is. The idea that people overlook Virgos till the sun don't come up anymore, right? But then let us contribute something, my Trinidadian accent came through, but let us contribute something that a lot of people don't necessarily contribute. Now you're going to start to see it. Now you're going to start to see, you know, people who tell you they don't want you around. They don't need you. They are just as good as you are. Okay. Okay. You Virgos going about your business. Okay, cool. Because you told me you didn't want me, remember? Now that you going overseas, like I'm planning on doing, now that you speaking to other people, now that you doing this, you doing that, maybe you don't necessarily even have to have anybody, but your money game is stepping up. Your health, which is what Virgo represents, health, is stepping up, right? Your overall vitality is stepping itself up, right? You're taking care of yourself. Now, all of a sudden, it's, especially if you have social media, especially if you've been taking pictures, especially if you're in some sort of public setting, right? Regardless of whatever form of public setting you're in, whether it's social media, whether it's on your job, people are starting to take notice to your overall beauty. Virgos are overall attractive people. They're right next to Leo. They're right next to Libra. They're in the middle of those. So Leo represents the star, the stunner, right? Libra represents that perfect balance of, I should say, Libra represents outer beauty. So you being a Virgo, people are starting to take notice, to your beauty, right? The Three of Cups represents, so now you're starting to get a lot of attention from people. I know I'm starting to get a lot of attention myself. A lot of rappers are trying, a lot of rappers want my attention. A lot of this want my attention. And all of this type of stuff is people just couldn't treat you with respect because they had to go ahead and overplay their hand. They believe themselves to have all of this value and provide and produce all of this, when in actuality they don't produce anywhere near to the level that they make it seem like they produce, and to the quantity that they produce, like you did and you tried to do with them. But they had to overestimate their value. That's a problem that exists seriously here. It's the idea that, specifically in New York, it's the idea that a lot of people like to overvalue themselves. You see it big time over here. And I'm sure that's the same way wherever it is that y'all are too. The people that you told from the very beginning, I ain't gonna say at the very beginning, but the people that you were hanging out with, that you enjoyed hanging out with at one point when you were trying to get to know them, they couldn't control their emotions. They couldn't control stress, right? When they were up underneath the pressure of stress, they didn't know how to remain calm. They didn't know how to keep their composure. So they had this big episode, this big temper tantrum of how it is that they're just going off on you Virgos, right? Because that's one thing that delusional people do. They go out of their way to have a temper tantrum and be disrespectful and get revenge on people who didn't do them anything. But when it comes to the people who kicked them down the stairs, for some odd reason, those people don't have enough heart to walk up to the person and have any kind of problems with them and ask them, why did they do that in the first place? So it's some real delusional stuff. They got all this guts with you Virgos, but they don't have this amount of guts with the other person who actually did them wrong. So the Three of Cups represents all of this amount of attention now that you're getting. And people are starting to take notice. People are starting to realize that, though specifically the people from the past, but people in general are starting to notice that you are not joking. You are a lot more busy than what it is that people put you out to be. A lot of people talk too much. They talk too much when they're too invested in the games. They're too invested in these stupid little games that people end up getting invested in. I'm going to go out of my way to say that I am busy, knowing good and well that I'm not busy. No, you Virgos actually are busy doing stuff, not a joke. So now that people are starting to understand, oh, this person ain't playing the game. This person actually is busy. For instance, how I'm on page 30 of my book. And the last time I did a live stream, I was on page 25. I'm on chapter 4 now. I'm nowhere near being done. But the way that delusional people, right, the Queen of Wands, which represents delusional people, the way that delusional people would play it out, Virgo, right, is they will hear that you're saying that you're busy, and that they'll take that as an offense, because now they're trying to make it seem as if you're putting them to the side. You don't respect them. You don't have any kind of love for them anymore, when that's not even necessarily the case. Because see, the thing about Virgos is a lot of people don't understand, and this is why it is that I say that it's stupid. It's because when a Virgo is ready to open up to you, see, more than likely a Virgo is not necessarily going to be so warm to you right off of the rip. When a Virgo needs to understand that they can trust you first. So a lot of times, as myself, because I am a Virgo with the Pisces ascendant, I will tell somebody something vague, like I'm busy, to not necessarily treat them like trash, but I'll tell them that I'm busy because I'm trying to see, well, not intentionally see, but I am trying to warm up to them. Eventually, when I trust them a little bit more, and we've been through more adversity together, and I know that I can trust them even more, I'll be able to understand that I can trust this person, and I will eventually open up and tell these people details as to what I am doing at, you know what I'm saying, at this particular time, or what I did for the day. But this is the stupidity of it, Virgo. So many people are so interested in playing games because they're delusional. They're all over the place. You tell them one thing and they're hearing something completely differently. You will tell Virgo, you will tell these people you're going down across the street for some chocolate ice cream, and they will hear you telling them off. They in the game too long. They're reading too deeply into reading the undertone, the subtext, than they are to understand. Hey, not every relationship is about having you to read the subtext. Some relationships is whatever it is that the person says, that's what it is. It's on the surface. It's not shallow, but you can trust this person because the relationship is above the table. It's not under the table. But a lot of people don't get that. So this is why it is that you get the Queen of Wands. This is, the Queen of Wands and the Empress. These people want a relationship with you, but again, they're too goofy to get out of their own way because they too emotional for their own good. Which proves my point yet again, because I'm going to drop a link in the comment section that shows and proves that that over emotionalism is evidence of dysfunction and therefore immaturity, like I've been talking about. And I just found this video today. It was posted up 2-3 years ago. I just found this video today. That over emotionalism, people not being, no matter who they are, people not being able to control their emotions, especially up underneath stress, when you learn to calm yourself down, that's a sign of immaturity. So imagine, Virgo, how many people who've come into your life who have this big temper tantrum, who couldn't control themselves because they were, just wherever they were. And they were too stupid to get out of their own way. So the Eight of Swords now and the Eight of Wands is about how this is a situation for you where the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands is you Virgos, like I said, you Virgos know what it is that you want. And what you Virgos want is, at first, you want decency and respect. You don't want to have to interact with somebody where it doesn't even make any sense. You're giving them some of you Virgos are giving them your fill in the blank. These people are being with you, if you catch my drift. And that's the oddity of the whole thing. They consenting, you're consenting, if you catch my drift, but they're in competition with you. It is the oddest thing in the world. How are you trying to delete, in essence? How do you have such an envy and such a shame to the point where you're trying to delete the very same person who you hanging around? That doesn't make any sense. So which way does the pendulum swing? Do you actually want to be with these people? Because if you want to be with these people, you can't maul the very same people that you want to be with. That doesn't make any sense. That makes you look twisted. But see, this is what I'm talking about, Virgo. This is the delusion, and this is the delusion that you Virgos had to walk away from, because again, people gotta. One of the things that people have to, I keep saying this. One of the things that people have to develop is common sense. People are too animalistic for their own good. They're too caught up with their emotions. Emotions are there to bring. Emotions are to bring power to a situation, as to where common sense is to drive purpose to. So you, by definition, you cannot have one without the other. If you have one without the other, it doesn't work. Why? You have too much emotions, too much power. Yeah, but power just is what? Power for power's sake, which is emotions, it does what? It just creates passion. It just creates intensity. Okay, cool. But what? But too much common sense or purpose with no kind of passion behind it, what happened? You will end up giving up easily. So you need both. Now let's clarify some cards. Let's clarify the oh yeah, the Eight of Swords also represents how people don't have the guts to be with you. That's a part of it. Because if you ever pay attention to the Eight of Swords, not the Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords is of a person tied up with a blindfold on. So it shows you what? It shows you that these people are too chicken stuff to even be with you. But you know, let you, you know, appear in front of them. Let you be in front of them. They're talking about how they're brave and they're stunning and they're poking you in the chest with a finger and they're brave and stunning and they can do no wrong and you're the problem. Okay, cool. So why do they have the Eight of Swords then? Why is it that they sitting behind the computer screen or seeing you on the job? You know, they know where it is that you work, wherever they are. And they're like, I do wish that the Virgo could be here. Why are they doing that? Why? Okay, since their life is so much better with, I'll tell y'all, yo, I've left some people. And recently, after trying to get to know some people, out of country, of course, and some, you know, and those people who were talking trash about me, the ones that was in country and out of country, they're having a terrible time right now. They're having a very difficult time because, again, they overestimated their value, as to where if I was hanging out with them, as to where if you Virgos was hanging out with them, you probably knew the answer to their problems. But they're so goofy. They're so interested in having to show you disrespect. They got to go through the unnecessary, or the at this point, the necessary trouble of them feeling the growing difficulties due to the fact that they couldn't just work as a team with you. So let's clarify the Eight of Swords like we was talking about. We have the Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Death card. So the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands represents, again, you Virgos are just doing what it is that you need to do. And whatever kind of action you're taking, you're not going to let anybody stop you from taking that action. The Knight of Cups and the Death card, and because of it, right? And because of it, a lot of people realize the Death card right here, there is no way that they can get back together with you. And they don't have anybody to thank for that but themselves. All right, let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Hold on, you have the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, the Six of Pentacles. Again, the Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, they're thinking about trying to give you a love offer. They're thinking about they should have what they shoulda, coulda, woulda. They should have acted like they had common sense. They should have been there for you when you wanted it, because you're not asking for a whole lot from them, and they couldn't even do that. So now they're regretting it. Now they're thinking about how can they, because they're not coming back into your life right now, but they're thinking about what would they even have to offer if they could come back into your life. If you Virgos was to say, okay, come on back in, we'll go ahead and give this a try, I'll go ahead and forgive you. They're thinking about what can they offer you that you would want, that the two of you can actually be with each other, be in a healthy relationship. The Six of Pentacles, they know that they have to reciprocate, and that's the thing that they're having a problem with. So that's pretty much it. Overall, this is a very good reading for you, Virgos. I am a Virgo myself. Keep pushing. Don't let people stop you. Stop listening to goofy people sitting up on the internet or everywhere else, constantly trying to tell you a bunch of stuff that isn't even relevant. Oh, you're useless, you're this, you're that. They don't even know who you are, really. They're so goofy and dysfunctional. They want to act like they're the table. They're not sturdy enough to be the table. As a matter of fact, that's going to be the title of this video. They're not sturdy enough to be the table that they talk so much like they are. It's the goofiest stuff I've ever seen in my life, yo. I'm popping now, and a lot of people trying to come back, but why? Have a good one, yo. Oh, I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. We had 5,500 subscribers in a matter of days. I remember when I was just at 5,200. It was a week ago. Y'all are amazing. Let's get this to 10,000 subscribers. We have less than 5,000 subscribers left. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.